Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned in to 98.3 The Vibe, I.M.A.G.E TV podcast, special edition, episode number 16. And we've got the same Lunatics in the house with me this morning. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Nelson McAlpine to my right. We've got Brett Helms to my left. And we've got Johnny Helms to my right. We've got great guests from Des Moines, from St. Louis, from all over the country in the house with us this morning. I'm going to start off with Brett Helms here to my left. It is a pleasure to have you back on the I.M.A.G.E show and now the I.M.A.G.E TV podcast, special edition, episode 16.
Well, brother Bobby, it's my pleasure to be here with you. I'm impressed. I'm proud of you. I hope you keep what you're doing going strong and better.
Could you speak up a little bit more?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm glad to be here in your presence. It's been a long time coming. I missed you. You know, I know you went away for a while, and now you back home. And, I'm really proud of you. I'm glad that you are doing what you're doing, so keep it going.
Appreciate that, Brett.
Yes, sir.
And then we've got Nelson McAlpine to my right. I tell you, man, it's a pleasure to have you on the show with us. It's a pleasure to have you back out into society. For those of you who do not know Nelson McAlpine, he is from St. Louis, Missouri, and he came down here to Des Moines many, many years ago, many decades ago when we met. And I know that, the prison and the Department of Corrections and the ride has taken you through a roller coaster. Tell us a little bit about it.
The prison?
Whatever you want to talk about.
The prison, I don't wish on no one. It takes a mental toll on your mind, and what kept me strong in prison was God.
Amen.
Speak it.
Thank God.
All right. Well, I tell you, you have definitely come out with a different attitude. You're working, you're doing the things that you're supposed to do now, and you have a girlfriend, and you seem to just be doing things right and have the attitude of a non-violent man. I know that before, there was a lot of violence and things like that was in your conversations, and you seem to steer away from all that stuff. And again, I appreciate that.
Once you get older, you get wiser.
You say what?
Once you get older, you get wiser.
That's right.
You put family first, your loved ones first, and God, hey.
Anything's possible.
Now, Johnny, I see you over there to my right, and you were nodding your head, when he started talking about God. I know that you have been through a whole lot. And the good thing about us all here is that we know that it was God that brought us through this.
Amen.
I mean, we've been friends, and that's one of the things to this day that I think is so important to let out, is because we know that God deserves all the credit. But anyway, Johnny, go ahead.
You already know what I'm going to say. And I mean this from the heart. Man, a person shot me back in the day. And the only thing that stopped me from killing this motherfucker, excuse my language, because I prayed to God, Jesus Christ. And I said, if you bless me to survive this one, I let this go. And that young man need to understand and know that. So if you listening out there, understand that's the reason why everybody walks.
Well, Johnny, I'll tell you, I know that it gets very emotional when you talk about the time that you got shot, in the head. I mean, most people we know survive gunshot wounds who were shot in the face or the arm.
I shot in the face.
But you were actually shot in the face.
Yeah, he shot me in the face, man. He shot me right through my motherfucking, excuse my language. Shot me right through my jaw, man. It came out the front of my body. You know what I'm saying? And them people didn't know what was going to happen. It was like, we don't know what's going to happen with you. But we're going to give you this. We'll figure this out.
And you say that this is from the from the good Lord that actually moved and changed your heart?
It made me stop.
Made
me stop what I was going to do. Because what I wanted to do was, I wanted to go get a gun. I wanted to take his face, put it in the same area as my face, and shoot him in the motherfucking face.
Right.
Give him the same thing he gave me.
Right.
But God said something else. He said, let me tell you something. I'm going to let you survive this one here. And you're going to leave this one alone. You're going to leave it alone. Just leave it alone. As long as you leave it alone, I'll go in and take care of this. Man, people don't understand, man, how hard I ride with this, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into 98.3 The Vibe, special edition, I.M.A.G.E TV podcast. We are into some real talk. We are into some Inside Edition. Not only is this special edition, but this is Inside Edition. When you talk about re-entry, you're seeing re-entry at its fullest, raw and uncut. I'm telling you, the I.M.A.G.E TV podcast, I.M.A.G.E show, #1 in the country by far. We're going to go to a quick commercial. We'll be back after these messages. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Early morning special edition, Inside Edition. We're talking re-entry. You're tuned, you're locked and loaded into nothing but love and reality on the I.M.A.G.E show this morning. For those of you who didn't know you were going to be tuned into something this real, we want to tell you that this is what makes the I.M.A.G.E show and the I.M.A.G.E TV podcast #1 in the country. So let's go over here now to Nelson. You just did 7 years. You got out, and tell me a little bit about the humility, man, that you had to go through, and some of the different pains and struggles that you had to take and apply to your life right now.
Tell me when I got out?
Yeah, yeah.
Or what I was in?
Well, kind of both.
Well, when you in, you in. You know? And you got to adapt your mind to being in. And I had to adapt my mind mentally, to come in the room and see Lala as your roommate. If y'all don't know what Lala is, they call them Pocahontas up here now. So you don't want to be nothing like that. You don't want to see that. You don't want to. Then you see death. I seen so much death. People killing themselves. And I'm thinking like, I'm going to keep it real. They thought I was crazy and sent me to a mental ward up in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They thought you really was a Saint Lunatic.
They really did. They really did. I'm sitting up in here looking at these 47-year-old dudes with Pampers on, changing their Pampers all up in there.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh, man, no, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. But, I mean, you talk about the humility, and when I see people today, like you say, in diapers, grown men or something like that, I think to myself, imagine if that was me.
Yeah, I had to think about that, and it's not a funny thing.
Not at all.
It's an act of God. I'm gonna put it like that.
Well, when you say it's an act of God, what do you mean?
He didn't ask to be here.
Oh, okay, sure.
It's not his fault.
Okay.
And I have a brother like that. So I had to get my mind mentally together.
What did it take for you to get your mind mentally together?
When I almost killed dude up in there in Pacific, Missouri, close to home.
And why did you almost do that?
Because I don't like that racist stuff.
Okay, it was over racism.
It was over racism.
And now, so was this a situation where you realized that it was something that you wasn't really thinking, or where was your what was your mind at this time?
I was depressed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I felt like I was still in handcuffs. And I wasn't. Mentally, you know. My man was locked up, man. I was messed up. You know, my kids out here, my family, my loved ones out here, you know. And I just said that, you know, I know I keep bringing up God because that's what brought me through this. But I said, God, I thank God that He put me here and took me off of them streets because I could have been dead.
Sure. Amen. I think that it's phenomenal that you guys, that we all have something in common here. I mean, you know, I did 11 years straight, got out and, you know, really changed my life. And it started while I was in there. You know, that, like they say, reentry starts the day that you get there.
That's where it started.
And yeah, for me, I know that's where it started as well. Now, rather you go to prison or you don't go to prison, like you say, Johnny, you know, you haven't been there, but that doesn't take any of the credibility as far as street credibility, or I don't even know if you apply street credibility to prison. Some people do. I wouldn't consider it applied in my case because of the lifestyle that I live. You know, I grew up playing basketball. You know, I went to school, you know, had family, you know, that was mixed into this and that. And, you know, I myself then jumped into, you know, making bad decisions. But as far as, you know, being that violent person, that was just really never me, you know. Go ahead, Johnny.
I'm gonna say this. I never seen that ever in life, man, doing time.
When you say never did that, you mean going to prison. You never seen me going to prison.
Too smart.
Amen.
You always had your head on strong. Everything you did was 100. I never seen that coming, man. Wow. So the mistake that you made, it's going to fill out. You know what I'm saying? Everything is all good. You did time. I got hit up. That's why I say we all do devilish shit. And the devilish shit is time doer, gunshots.
Right.
Time doer, stab wounds.
Now, Brett, let's get over here to you. Now, you've got a good story behind yourself as well, because you've been married now about 15 years. You know, you came from St. Louis, Missouri, and, you know, you started a family. You were able to stay out of prison and jails and go to work every day. So, you know, we've always considered that a success and a major influence. So, again, we thank you for what you do and the sacrifices that you make every day.
Well, I'm going to put it like this. It wasn't no easy ride. It's not easy being married, period. Try it and you'll see. Because you're not married, right?
No, I'm not. Not yet.
All right. Well, if God was to bless you with a queen in your life, you would understand what I'm saying to you about the ups and downs, the goods, the bads. And really and honestly, I wouldn't change a thing. You know, this is the reason why I did get married in 2005, but been with her since, I guess, 91, 92, when we reached the moment, you understand? For the grace of God that I'm able, that I can, that I have been on the outside. But when you leave, I leave. When someone else goes to prison, it's like we're all going to prison. Just because you're inside don't mean that we don't miss you. I don't need you. See, everyone has that position, that void or that, you know, empty spot in family.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into 98.3 The Vibe Special Edition I.M.A.G.E TV podcast. We're on episode 16. That's right, episode number 16. And we've got Johnny Helms, we've got Nelson McAlpine, and we've got Brett Helms in the house with us. They're all from St. Louis. I'm the only one from Des Moines here, but we're all like family. And, you know, one of the things, we've all been through different things in life. And some of the different things that we've been through, we've learned to forgive. We've learned to endure the humility. We've learned to change our lives. And that's the message that we want to get across this morning, is that we want to make sure that we are living a changed life. We don't want to still be living in the criminality behaviors, selling drugs and, gang banging and all that type of stuff. That was the immature lifestyle that we lived. And so now that we are mature, we realize that it's about feeding our family. It's about serving the Lord. And really, we don't give the Lord as much credit as we should because, and a lot of times it's hard to do that in the media. It's hard to do that. A lot of people don't want to hear that. But the reality is that we know that all things work together for those who love God. And, we love God. And we've seen the miracles happen, walking out of trials. I mean, going in front of an all-white jury, in Sioux City, Iowa, in front of Judge Bennett, looking at life and getting found not guilty, walking straight out of there and then getting other chances and, winning federal cases. And then all of a sudden, the state coming back and refiling charges and, just slamming the book on you. And, next thing you know, you're in there and you realize that, you realize that this is, it's not about me.
God somewhere.
It's about God.
God somewhere.
He had to get my attention.
God somewhere.
He had to say, look enough is enough.
God somewhere, man, in this life that we got. God is in our life, man. Ain't nobody moving around nothing unless God handles it.
That's right. That's right.
And always remember this, bro. Like I said, God took care of me and God took care of dude. That's why I say God took care of you. God took care of you. God took care of him. God took care of him.
That's right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned in to 98.3 The Vibe Special Edition Image TV podcast. You're tuned into some stuff that's so real that I can barely keep it controlled this morning in the house. We might have to call security, ladies and gentlemen.
See that thing you went to. See what I'm saying, Bob? You did
98.3 The Vibe. You're locked and loaded into nothing but reality. We'll be back after these messages. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, on the Image Show 98.3 The Vibe Special Edition, episode number 16. And this is the Image TV podcast. And so, one of the things that I love about the Image Show is that I have the ability to communicate with people on a platform that come through from all different walks of life. We just spoke with Johnny, Brett, and Nelson. And as you can see, even though they're not from Des Moines, when they came to Des Moines, Iowa from St. Louis many decades ago, we embraced them. Our family embraced them as family. And we're glad on holidays. We still like to make sure that we try to say hello to each other and, keep each other moving in a positive direction. Whichever way someone's going, we want to make sure that we keep the encouragement going. And I think that this is what reentry is really about. It's not just, it's about community. We're living at a time now where the people that used to fight against each other now are becoming friends. And so we want to make sure that we kind of continue to explode and recognize that movement. I want to give shouts out to a lot of different people out there that have made the Image Show special. First of all, the Evelyn K. Davis Center for Working Families and Marvin DeGier and Deidre DeGier. I want to give those two individuals, a special thank you for what you did in the Image Show on 98.3 The Vibe and all the other things that I've been able to gain through the Evelyn K. Davis Center. I mean, we talk about reentry in prison. For me, coming out of prison, going getting to be able to have the experience to work at the Evelyn K. Davis Center has been great. And I want to say thank you. Also, Marcus McIntosh with News Channel 8. You have played a major part in the Image program, and I want to say thank you for that. We really appreciate that. All that you've done, your time, and just donating your time for all the different events that we've had over the last few years. Rhea Spigner, you as well. You do such a great job behind the scenes, and you're considered a friend, and you work hard at your job, and I really appreciate everything that you do for the Image program, and I know that you believe in that and what I'm doing. So thank you very much for what you do. There are also I have a lot of church families out there, people that have been there for me. And Pastor Bell as well. But there's been so many different people that have been helping me along my journey, and they just don't get the credit and the recognition. And so, you know who you are out there. Brian Lee, from Doc's Lounge, the owner of Doc's Lounge, he's been a major contributor to the Image program, First Fridays, and, just the whole recovery, Celebrate Recovery part that we have mixed in with our First Fridays group. And so thank you very much for that. To my brother, Marlon, my sister, Marla, I love you guys. My best friends out there all over the country. I want to say Kyle Sanders, Bernard Crockett, Con El-Amin. You guys have always been a big part of my life. And so, I'm very thankful. And I think that as we move into this new year, that the Image program now will continue. It's time to kind of move up a notch and, spread our wings a little bit. 98.3 The Vibe Special Edition Image TV Podcast, episode number 16. This is special for the community, for those of you out there that are looking for a platform to be able to express your talents. That's what the Image TV Podcast is about. So reach out to me. Obviously, we can't get everybody on here at the same time. We're still looking for funding. For those of you who would like to donate to the Image program, I encourage you to donate. You can do that by reaching out, or actually you can go to the website, which I don't have the information on that right now, but you could email me at rpate.image@mail.com, right there on the screen, and talk to me. You can make a checkout for Image for Lives and send that to 2018 Meek Avenue, Des Moines, Iowa, 50311. That's right. That's Des Moines, Iowa, 50311. Image, the number 4 Lives. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you for tuning in to the Image Show. And as always, we really welcome all of the listeners to continue to be a part of this Image movement. And it's about time for us to go right now. But I want to wish you all safe travels, a safe week. And as we say about this time, it's a wrap.